You are now listening to Timebite, hosted by me, Stephen Clark. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Hey there, everybody. This is Timebite, episode 96. The year, if we're I know that these are just episode numbers, but I also want to bring up that in 1996, the internet was a year old and computers were just starting to lift off in people's homes by that time. It is amazing to be this far in episodes, and I can't wait because 100 is coming up so soon. The day I hit episode 2000, that'd be weird. Hopefully I make it that far, but that'd be really awesome if I do. So I can just say, it's episode 2000. That'd be amazing. But anyway, for episode 96, I have a Homestuck cosplayer on my podcast this time around, and she's awesome and she's amazing. She loves Homestuck. 4/13 is like her second birthday at this point. Today I am with Grace. That not the other Grace I had on the podcast before, a different Grace. Hi.
I'm like the other white meat.
Oh jeez.
You know, the other Grace. I'm probably the evil twin, who knows?
No, it's fine. But gosh, how you been? Oh,
you know, I said, I kind of regret my words at the beginning of this year when I said I wanted to take a vacation. Because I've been stuck in my home for 2 months. And I think I'm starting to lose it.
You were you thinking like in the way of like, oh, I want to go to Alternia and leave for a little while, or what?
You know, leave the planet or go to New Zealand. Both are pretty good choices at this point.
I'm starting to think that when this whole quarantine is over, that people are just gonna forget how to do regular life.
You know, I was looking at the reviews for Walking Simulator, the game,
mm-hmm.
and a couple of the reviews were like, you know, in quarantine I forgot how to walk, but this game taught me how to do it, and people are probably going to forget how to do that, and I wouldn't even doubt it at this point.
That's the sucky. Well, I mean, you gotta walk around your own house.
Yeah. I don't know how other people live. I know for dang sure no one's going to forget how to buy some toilet paper.
Wait, what's the name of the place you said?
Oh, I was talking about Walking Simulator.
No. That means like, where are people buying the toilet paper?
Oh, you know, everywhere. Oh my gosh. Even gas stations. People are just not going to forget how to buy it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been stuck. I've been home stuck. There, ha, there we go. For almost 2 weeks. We're on week 2 right now.
Oh gosh. I think I've been stuck for about a month now. And at this point, if Suburb came out, I'd play it just to get out of the situation.
It is why are you considered essential, as they say?
No, I actually work for a company that makes like rubber hand stamps and stuff. We weren't getting, and we do provide to like medical places like hospitals and stuff. But we weren't getting enough work to keep me there, so I got laid off. Which is what it is. I'm still guaranteed my job, everything, so I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, I'm not essential, unfortunately. Kind of makes me feel sad that someone thinks I'm not essential, but it's okay.
No, it's fine. I think your cosplays are amazing and stuff, and now you have all this time to do cosplay as much as you freaking like.
I think that until I get to go into cosplay or something, and I'm like, oh man, do I really want to put myself through this today?
You should. What's that?
In all seriousness, I do love cosplaying. Just sometimes it's just so like, I don't know, like I get exhausted thinking about it.
You should get in the Mulan today just for the podcast, even though it's not video.
Yeah, that I could have, and I still got all my stuff sitting down on my my desk over there, and I could have, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I decided to take a nap before I talked to you. Because that's what my life is a it's just like I'm living in little periods of time between naps at this point, which probably isn't good, but I do love to sleep.
Do you have like that My Chemical Romance is blaring slowly under your bed or what?
I should do that.
Just like, because it's crawling in your skin, and these wounds will not heal. So let's kick it off straight right here. So your cosplay, right? Where did it all begin? Like, where does that all begin for you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna go back to 2014.
Yeah.
I was a senior in high school. I was going to a vocational school for graphic design. I had just learned about Homestuck in 2012. My friends that I had just made at this vocational school, were talking about it. And I was like, oh, I like the character design. It looks interesting. Long story short, didn't really have time to get into it between not having the time and then we didn't have internet at home, so I didn't really have a way to read it. But when I did have the chance to read it, I read it over a summer before my senior year of high school, and I got super into it. My friends were super cool with it, and they were egging me on, which probably wasn't, we were kind of egging each other on. But we get to OhioCon of 2014. It's first con of the year. It's winter outside, and I go, I'm gonna cosplay Mulan for this. So I start pulling all the stuff I can find. Everything that I had for Mulan, all my clothing was stuff I had in my house. Mm-hmm. I had to re-dye it and stuff like that. And I had help from my grandma because she dyes, fabric all the time. So I was like, can you help me do this? The best part, I think, of my first cosplay was the wig, which was a really cheap Halloween wig that I found at Goodwill.
Yeah.
That wig was so bad. I've learned so much about wigs since then, but I thought I looked cool. I was like, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. I mean, we all start somewhere, so Yeah,
it's like you're like, yeah, like no one's gonna bring me down. I made this. It's the best ever.
Yeah, and this is when Homestuck was still pretty big, before the really big hiatus and all that. So you go to I went to OhioCon, and me and my 3 other friends were all in Homestuck cosplay. We're all painted gray. With my really bad wig and my poorly dyed clothes, and then there's all these other Homestuck cosplayers, because it used to be conventions used to be mostly Homestuck people. Especially in here in Ohio, I'm not sure how it was in other states, but we used to have so many Homestuck cosplayers, and it's so weird to see that scene die out. But so, I had all these people asking me for pictures and wanting to hug me and stuff. And I just felt I was really on top of the world. It was a really good first experience cosplaying. Very good first con experience, It was just a good time. I had a really good time, and I really wish I could relive that again, because it was good.
Yeah, I jumped into Homestuck, I think I jumped into Homestuck, literally right before it ended. Mm-hmm. And I was never there, during the whole Homestuck kick, mm-hmm. When they were, really, really hot. Mm-hmm. But when I jumped in, I was just I want to make this I'm gonna make this rise again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there still is a community, you know, you go to a convention, you get your little group of Homestuck cosplayers and stuff, you know. Um, I try to cosplay something Homestuck to at least one day of every convention I go to. I always watch the groups because I don't know if you know this, but a lot of convention rules are because of Homestucks.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of Homestucks used to be really bad about, you know, destroying property. I don't know if they like knew they were doing that. But a lot of convention rules. So if you ever see me in a group like around, and you like, I think of myself as like the con mom. Like I'm watching and make sure these kids are okay, but like I'm also cleaning up so we don't get kicked out. Have you ever heard of the girl who tried to dye her skin with Sharpies?
Is that an Ohio thing?
No, this I don't know when this happened, but it happened I think probably in like 2012 when Homestuck first started getting popular. This girl got invited, her friends invited her to go to a convention with them, and they rented out this hotel room and this and that, and the girl decides, they're all getting ready to go to the convention, so they're getting in their cosplays or whatever, and the girl decides she wants to make her skin gray, and instead of using paint, she uses rubbing alcohol and a bunch of Sharpies and puts them in the bathtub and then lays in the bathtub and tries to turn her skin gray. And I think she ended up having to go to the hospital, and they had to pay repairs for that hotel room. I'm trying to think of all this. Homestucks used to be very wild. Very, very wild.
That's extreme.
Yeah, like, you know, there's a lot of rules about always, you know, people always ask you if your body paint is sealed and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, kids used to walk around with their body paint unsealed, and they'd give somebody hugs and ruin, you know, other people's costumes and stuff. Just craziness. I would like to think we've grown a lot since then. I feel like we're a lot more tame now.
I mean, like I think everyone from 2012 and above have grown up in age where they have. I hope they realize use their manners.
Yeah. But you know, you're always going to have someone who's, you know, on the fringe. But you know, I think a lot of it was because everyone was so young. You know, like 13 years old, and you know, everyone's still kind of learning how to be a person around that kind of time. So that's probably why they were so wild. But, you know, a lot of growing has happened since then. So I'm pretty confident that we're a lot better community.
So what's your who are all your Homestuck cosplays? Like, what's your official cosplays from Homestuck?
Okay, I used to like basically exclusively, that's a hard word for me today. Cosplay Homestuck, but the only cosplays I do anymore are Mulin and Roxy. They're two of my favorite characters from the series, but I used to cosplay like almost all of the Alpha Trolls. I used to do Cancri, I did Mina, Damara, I've cosplayed Nepeta a few times. I've tried Jane, and I've tried Jade a couple of times. When I first started getting into cosplay, I did cosplay Dave. I feel like that's everyone's first Homestuck cosplay is Dave Strider.
It wasn't mine.
It wasn't yours.
It was Equus. Mine was Equus.
Oh, that's awesome. So I don't see a lot of Equus cosplayers, so like I love seeing Equus cosplayers.
Yeah, because every time I see an Equus cosplayer, I just go like, my boy!
Right? Like, oh, I like seeing someone who's in the same cosplay as me. You know that meme of the two Spider-Mans and they're pointing at each other?
Oh, no, yeah, but wait, real quickly, before you say that, it's actually 4:13 p.m. right now where I live.
Oh, you're like an hour behind me. I'm at 5:13.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how funny is that when we're talking about Homestuck?
Right?
Anyway,
joined a group on Facebook recently, and it says, like the title of it is, haha, that's the Homestuck number, and every time I see 14, I think about that now.
Yeah, but no, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying about the Spider-Man pointing at each other thing?
Oh yeah, every time I see, like, if I'm at a convention or something and I see someone in the same costume, I'm that meme at that moment. I'm just, get into gremlin, like, goblin stance and point at them until they see me. You are me and I am you.
like you.
There can only be one.
There's not there's not enough for the both of us in this small town.
Yeah, not enough room in this town for the.
Spit.
No, I seriously love seeing people. I like to see everyone's different takes on the characters, because that's the great thing about Homestuck is the characters are so plain and canonly that you can kind of add any kind of flair you want to your cosplay, and it's yeah, it can be canon because there's not a lot of detail in the canon design, and Hussey I know supports that a lot. But I think that's my favorite thing about cosplaying Homestuck characters is you just kind of can add your own little bit of personality to it.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't learn about Homestuck ever, I would be I'd probably be what?
What's happening?
Who are these great horned kids?
Oh no, the demons! They're coming for me.
No, I would probably, if I didn't know what Homestuck was, I probably would think just a bunch of kids goofing around with face paint.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember there was this actual published article, and the picture of the article was someone dressed up as Cancri outside of their library. And they're reading a book or whatever, and the article is about how this man was wearing some kind of scary face paint and horns and stuff, and it was just somebody cosplaying Cancri, and I think about that every once in a while and just lose my freaking mind.
Was he triggered every 5 seconds?
Probably.
That's Cancri for you. Triggered every 5 seconds. But no, I mean, I could do the Echo's voice, though.
Oh, I want to hear it.
You want to hear it?
I want to hear it.
All right, I gotta think of something he would say. Let's see. And I see that over there, that there's many things going on that I can see, but you talk about the horses, and I get it. Oh my, I do tell.
I love it. That was great.
I try to do it at conventions and panels, but I do it so well and so deep that I need to almost use my regular voice because no one's gonna be able to hear me.
Right, yeah. I've tried voice acting, and I thought I might be good at it, and that was a lie I told myself, because I'm actually not good at it. You can't
act like Mulan.
I can act like her. I can't just make my voice sound how I would. I don't know. Always pictured her with a high pitched voice, "Hi, I'm Mulan," type ditzy voice.
Yeah.
But I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, but as you know, Mulan and Nepeta are the most fangirliest girls you'll ever see. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I definitely have a lot of the mannerisms. I just have a man voice.
They're when they cling onto something, they're gonna cling it.
Oh yeah, you have to use a crowbar to pry them off. Okay. Free them.
No, and Echous is when Ek is with Nep, he's just
He's just, face palming in the corner, not again, why?
If you ever come to a Chicago convention, you're Mulan, and we find a Nepeta, and I'm Echous, I just go oh my god, why?
No, what's happening again? Again.
Have you ever been to a Chicago convention?
I have not. I have never been to an out-of-state convention. Mostly because I am poor. But everyone can relate to that. I would love to go to an out-of-state convention. I think the fanciest convention I've ever been to was Colossal Con, and that's up in Sandusky. It's the one at the water park. I know they have Colossal Cons in a couple of other states, but that's probably the most fancy con I've ever been to, just because it was like in a water park, and I had to pay to be in the convention. To be there, I couldn't just, I don't know how cons are, over in Chicago, but the ones that are down here in Columbus, the building is all free to like roam around in, basically, but you have to have a badge to go into panels and stuff. So like you can go in and just ghost at a con, just hang out with people, but not go to like the conventions or the artist alley or anything like that.
Isn't Colossal Con at the Kalahari?
Yes.
Well, no. Do you know what's funny about that? Colossal Con is basically Daisho Perk 2.
Really?
because Daisho Con happens in November at the Kalahari in the Wisconsin Dells, and it's pretty much the same thing as Colossal Con, but Colossal Con has the famous cosplayer tag put on it, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that probably causes a lot of issues. I know our big conventions over here in Ohio are Colossal Con and Ohio Con. Ohio Con, you have people coming from out of state and come up here. Those are basically like our only other cons that are pretty popular. Matsuri Con is definitely popular, but it's a lot smaller than Ohio Con. But the last couple of times I've been to Matsuri, it's gotten a lot bigger, which is kind of cool to see. Another con that's been getting kind of popular is Zip Con. I went to the first ever Zip Con, which was basically Homestuck Con, because everyone who went there was in Homestuck cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I know they're still doing it. It's put on by the University of Akron, I believe. But I haven't been to it other than that one time. I usually just go to Ohio and Matsuri Con.
I have a friend who lives in Indiana who goes Ohio Con. I've never been to Ohio Con. I don't know how it's like. So,
don't go if you don't like large crowds of people.
I go to C2E2, so I think I'll be fine.
I think you're good. Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's very hard. It's very easy to get lost. I'm one of the smaller people in my friend group, so I'm like, I don't know where my friends went. I'm like looking up, like what happened? Ohio Con's pretty fun though, just because there is so many people. There's always, even Matsuri Con, they have a giant dealers room, and they've started combining the dealers and the artist alley together. So if you have a badge, you can go in and go to both things. They're all in the same area. I'm not really big on panels. It's probably weird to hear, but I have a hard time sitting through them. But they also have a game room like Colossal Con does.
Yeah.
They'll have a room and it's full of arcade games that you can play. A lot of them are, Japanese-based arcade games, but pretty neat.
Whatchamacallit, I'm on it. No, when me and you are like exactly alike when it comes to that panel thing, because I'm on and off with that now. Because before, it's hard for me to sit through a whole panel because I'm like, because half the time I'm like, what's going on in the con floor? Like, am I missing something? Something like that.
Yeah. I think the only panel I've had like a really, really good time in was actually a Homestuck character panel, which I think actually Homestuck's made this popular, where you host a panel as the characters you're cosplaying. I don't really think that was a thing before Homestuck's, got a hold of it. But I think that was probably, I went to one at Colossal Con, one of the years I went to Colossal Con, and that was probably the best panel I've ever been to. All of the cosplayers did a really good job portraying their characters. It was really awesome.
What Homestuck thing, like when you go to a convention you see Homestuck cosplay, right? What makes you go like yes when you see it?
Um, I don't know. I really really love seeing everybody's individual flair with the cosplay. Or I really really love alternate reality or cosplays like I cosplay Fuchsia Blood at Mulan, like the blood swaps. I love seeing those. Um, I think I saw at this past Matsuri Con, I saw a couple of people do scene kid trolls, and
Hmm.
that was pretty awesome. I loved that. I like seeing people put their own kind of takes on their cosplays. Um, I love seeing it, where you make it your own, but it's also within like the realm of the character.
Yeah, like you change their outfit, but it makes sense.
Yes, yeah. Now, if you have like a character like, you take like, I want to say Cancre, and you put a bunch of piercings in your face, and like if you're doing like a punk inspired one that makes sense, but like you can't just take a character and change almost everything that's recognizable about them and then expect somebody to understand who you're cosplaying. I don't see that as much anymore. I just I love seeing people put their individual takes on them, but also make them recognizable as to what character they are.
Do you know what Homestuck character would really killed the mood if they were to walk into a room?
What one?
Kurlos.
Oh God.
Oh no, like you're having a great time. The music's going, like yeah, like you're having a great time and all that. And Kurlos walks in the room and he with his talking
Your record scratch and everything stops.
like.
I appreciate Kurlos as a character, but I do not like him. I used to really really like him, but I've been through quite a few abuses in my life that the people were a lot like him, which is one of the reasons why I am so attached to Mulin, because I've been through a lot of things that are close to stuff she's been through, with the manipulation and emotional abuse and all that. So it's like I really appreciate, like, he's a very good character and like a very good villain, but like on a personal level, I do not like him.
Hey, it's fine. I don't like him either because he doesn't talk. There's no value to him, almost.
Right? Yeah. Like no. Like he. I love his design. Like it's very cool. It's very over the top. He's a very good. He's a very good villain. Helping out Gamzee and stuff, like that was a neat little part of whatever the little mini game was at that point. Just like it's just like a lot of you can like a character, but you can appreciate a character but not like them.
Yeah, you can appreciate them but hate their blood at the same time.
Just like I don't like Asuka from Eva, Neon Genesis Evangelon. I can't say it.
Wait, I thought you were gonna say Tekken. I was like, what?
Grace, that's a million different things in one. Get it together.
Yeah, because there's
Asuka, I don't really care. I appreciate her as a character, and I love what they did for her as a character. I just don't personally like her.
Are you?
Everyone's got those characters they can appreciate, but not like.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, I have characters like that too, but like, let's see if I can remember any of them. I like who's that? Horus, Equus's.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like him, but I appreciate him.
Yeah. My only other one that's coming to mind right now is Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's just way out there, far left, I appreciate his character. I just don't like him. If I met somebody like Dennis in real life, I'd probably fight them. But
Yeah.
I appreciate him as a character.
Are you a gamer on top of that?
Yeah, I do play some video games. I wouldn't say I'm like hardcore, but I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Um, I like playing like Skyrim. I like playing Fallout. I'm not so like I want to say I play Pokemon, but I really don't play Pokemon because like I'm not very knowledgeable in it. I didn't really get into Pokemon until like Pokemon X, just because there was like customization options. I'm more like I'll get on Pokemon and I'll be like, oh, that Pokemon's cute. I need it. Like I don't really care about stats or anything. Like this is my Gengar. He's fat and purple and I love him. Um, I like Stardew Valley. I'm a lot more of like a laid back kind of person when it comes to games. I like RPGs, um,
Yeah.
things like that.
Have you ever played Tekken before?
I have never played Tekken before.
Well, you probably already know this, but it's a fighting game.
Hmm hmm
And it's probably one of the best fighting games. It's a 3D one. It's one of those ones where you can actually sidestep.
Oh,
So if you're into fighters, I don't know if you are, but if you are, then it's probably one of the best you can. One of the
I would.
best.
I probably should look into it. Because I always kind of liked those. Like when I was younger, I really liked Soul Calibur 3. I think was the one that we had.
Wait,
I like.
no, I didn't mean to cut you off, but isn't Soul Calibur 3 the one that had Link in it on the GameCube version?
I don't know. It was either Soul Calibur 2 or Soul Calibur 3 that we had, and the way I was introduced to it was, you remember like when you got a video game and you got the demo disc.
Yeah.
We had it on one of the demo discs, and I liked it so much. My mom actually went out and bought it for me for a PS2, and I loved playing it with like my little brother because I was really sneaky, and I'd go in and make it so I couldn't die when he wasn't looking.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm beating you. Why aren't you dying?" And I'm like, "Because I made it so I can't."
Oh, you're being a little trusty there. Be like, hee.
There's nothing you can do about it. Like,
I actually took the time while we were talking about to actually research it, and it says it only came out on the PS2 and the arcade, and it had who's the special guest for this because as you know, in every Soul Calibur game there's that person they bring in from the outside and they put them in the game.
okay.
Did you know about that?
No, because I've only ever played the Soul Calibur that we had, which it was either 3 or 2, but I think it might have been 3. It probably was 3.
That's what was it? Soul Calibur 4. They had Darth Vader and Yoda in it.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. It was odd.
Yeah, no, because there was Link, there was Darth Vader and Yoda for some reason.
You're right. We got the rights to these guys. We got to use them.
Yeah, like we got the rights to Star Wars, and we're gonna use them.
Here comes Disney.
I think this was before Disney bought them.
Yeah. You know what? I think it was. Oof.
I mean, like Soul Calibur is like it's kind of like the Tekken with weapons.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I see that.
And I like Soul Calibur. I mean, like Soul Calibur and Tekken are probably two of my favorite kind of fighters. Even though I like the SNK ones really as much because the SNK fighters have a lot of quality in them as well because there's SNK and the Neo Geo did great with that fighting game genre.
Mhm.
Are you a fan of the Neo Geo? If you know what it is.
My brain can only provide Neon Genesis, Genesis and Bachelor. Is that what we're talking about?
No, it's a console from the '90s that was the most expensive thing you can get your hands on.
Oh, really? Okay, no, I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah, so if you don't mind me telling you about it,
No, this is I used to work at like buybacks and we used to bring in game consoles and stuff. And we had Dreamcast stuff. I love learning about this. It's interesting to see how far we've come with gaming consoles.
Yeah. So let me I want to get these stats right for you, so you know. So I'm absolutely right. So I can tell you exactly how much this thing costs, because you'll be surprised. Let's see. Is that right? I'm gonna guess that's right. Okay, so no, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I just want to make.
No, you're fine.
While I'm looking this up, what's your favorite console?
Oh man, so I grew up in a PlayStation home.
Yeah.
We actually still have our original PlayStation. And I think we had a Game Boy Color. I remember having that when I was little. So I'm kind of I grew up with a PlayStation. But I'm not like predisposed to any console over the other. Obviously, I'm going to look at a PlayStation first just because I grew up with it. But I currently have an Xbox One. We had an Xbox 360. I have like a 3DS and I have a Switch. I actually have the special edition Animal Crossing Switch. Kind of proud of myself. I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I'm not going to say like one console's better than another. Like they all have their own individual things that make them good. Ultimately, if I can play my game on it and have fun, then it's a good console.
That's awesome, because I actually have a whatchamacallit. I have a PS2 and a PS4, but I grew up on GameCube.
Yeah. I think we had like a GameCube once, and we had this dog that had this like really bad separation anxiety, and we left, and she got a hold of those wires, and I never got to play GameCube again.
So while we were talking about that, I actually got all the Neo Geo stuff I wanted to tell you about. So back in the day, now get this, back in the 90s when this thing actually came out, the home console cost $649.99.
Ooh.
And the actual games were probably like $40 at the lowest and $500 at the highest.
Oh my gosh. So is that like translated in today's money, or is that like back then?
That was back in the day.
Okay, so it would cost a lot more now. Ooh.
Well, I'm on the page right now with all these statistics, and right next to these statistics is an eBay listing, and someone's selling it used for $298.
Ugh, like $298?
Yeah.
That makes me wonder how good of a system it actually was.
It was the best, because it started out as an arcade machine, and it went from one slot to I think 8 slot.
Oh,
because you can buy because there's a home cartridge and an arcade cartridge, and the arcade cartridge you would put into the arcade machine, and you would press the button on the machine that flipped between each of the games.
Oh,
and
so it was really, when they made that, they said this is the future, and it really was that.
It was, because I can't afford it.
Right. I think about that sometimes, back in the day, when they are, way back in the day, Victorian times, whenever some kind of invention was made, they're probably like, this is the future. And,
yeah.
I think about all the failed ones.
It's it wasn't really a failure. It just died off.
Yeah.
And so here's the other thing. It discontinued the hardware in '97, which, funny enough, this is episode 96.
It knows.
Yeah, so the hardware got discontinued in '97. The software got discontinued in 2004.
Oh, really?
That tells you how long of a lifespan the thing had. and it discontinued its technical support in 2007.
Wow, that's a lot, closer to now than I thought it was going to be.
And it sold 1 million, and it has a ROM, and the media is ROM.
What? Jeez. Well, they definitely, I guess, were worth the money if they lasted for that long.
Yeah, the thing is though is that if you want to experience like Neo Geo, like I can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you can experience the real thing without getting the real thing, but the way I experience it is that they released an SNK released the official mini thing called Neo Geo Mini, and it looks I have it. It looks like a mini arcade machine, and it has,
okay, that's adorable.
Yeah, and it has a joystick and the buttons on it. It doesn't click like everyone wanted it to be, but the American version has 40 games on it. And the European version has the same amount of games, but they made a Christmas edition that has all 40 of each of them, and they put them together into one. So it's like the ultimate one, but that one's the hard one to find.
Yeah.
But,
pretty cool.
So if you want to play Neo Geo and experience how it was like, that's what I recommend.
I'll have to look into that because that sounds really awesome. Definitely interesting to think. Oh, I do even now. Now I'm thinking about how much game consoles now go for. I don't think any of them are in that kind of price range.
Isn't the PS4? Isn't it like a brand new PS4, like almost like $400?
Yeah, so they had the PS4, and then they came out with the PS4 Pro, which has like one of the really, really, really big hard drives, and that's really probably where all your money's going, other than like the advanced, like maybe the graphics card or whatever. Yeah, those are about $400, a little bit more. I'm not sure on the pricing of those exactly.
If you want a rough summary, the Xbox 360 came out in November of 2005, and the Neo Geo stopped making games in 2004 alone.
Oh gosh, I feel old.
Can you? That's how popular it was. If they stopped making software, like literally the same year the 360 came out.
Yeah.
That shows.
Right. Yeah. That's really cool, actually. Lasted forever.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you want, I can send you a link to the mini thing, because I know you probably cannot afford the real thing.
Right. Yeah. That'd be awesome. You guys send it to me, and I'll check that out. That's pretty cool. It looks like a mini arcade system. That's adorable. I don't know, like, you have like a regular thing, and it's it's regular size, but like making it mini makes it a million times like more cute. I don't understand how that works, but it just does.
like little mini.
Right. The most recent thing I got disappointed about not being mini, it's in my video. One of the products I'm using is like a little sample. When I opened it, I thought it had a mini mirror in it. I was just really disappointed that it didn't, because it would have been very cute. But
holy crap! Do you remember that Christmas one I was telling you about that had like all 40 of each on it?
Yeah.
It's on. There's only one left on Amazon right now, and it's $250.97.
Oh God.
No, $215.97. Like, holy crap!
Oh. My wallet.
I think you would much rather want to go for the American version at this point.
Right. That's an unattainable goal. That's not happening.
I haven't touched my Neo Geo Mini in a little while, but I love that thing.
Yeah, I think about all the consoles I have and how many I don't touch. I have my 3DS, and I haven't touched it in like a month. We still have, I said we still have our first PlayStation, and then these are all, I don't live with my mother, but they're at her house. I don't know if you knew, but PlayStation 2 when it first came out was this really thick console.
Yeah.
And then the second one that they came out with was the real thin one that got popular.
Yeah, isn't the PS2 the one that everyone has? The big chunky one?
Yeah, the big chunky one. We have the big chunky one. I think we have one of the thin ones. We had one of each because my dad was the one who was into the whole PlayStation thing. So he's like, yeah, I got it when it first came out, and then he saw they came out with a new one, so he had to have that too. But yeah, we still got all of them. We kept all that stuff. I think we still have controllers that don't have any joysticks on them.
Here's the funny thing. The regular PS2 is just the PS2, and then the skinny one is like PlayStation 2 Diet.
Right? It was called like PS2 Slim or something like that.
Yeah, I mean the real name is Slim, but like it's like there's like the real one, like the real one's like the cola, and then the other one's like the Diet Cola.
Yeah.
They
had that one work out a little bit before they released it.
But what? Do you have PS3 though?
I actually never got a chance to play a PS3. We ended up with a Xbox 360.
Because when you really think about it, you remember how when the PS3, I don't know, you probably noticed, but remember when the PS3, when it initially came out, it had PS2 support, and then they had to quickly get rid of that because it was causing problems?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, supposedly the original PS3 with the backwards capability was like, I think the console was heating up, and it like there was just so many problems with it that they had to take that out, and then the one that everyone knows and has doesn't have backwards compatibility because it had problems when it tried to do that.
Oh God, that's awful. Yeah, I see why we didn't have that then.
I like PlayStation. I mean, like, even though I have an Xbox 360 because I grew up playing the Xbox 360 with my friends more than I did a PS3. I'm glad to have it. I mean,
yeah, like I said, it doesn't really matter what console you have as long as you're having fun on it. It doesn't really matter. I never understood why somebody was like, no, PlayStation's better. And they're like, no, Microsoft. And if I remember correctly, I think they're both owned by the same people at this point.
No, PlayStation's owned by Sony and Xbox is by Microsoft.
I feel like I heard somewhere that they merged something together, but I'm probably wrong. That probably was a memory I made up in my brain.
No, that's all right.
Trying to create peace among the two nations.
Oh God. Okay, I got something now. Okay, so get this. What Homestuck character do you see as a PlayStation guy, or guy or girl, and an Xbox guy or girl?
Okay, so Matuna's the Xbox. Cronus is the PlayStation. And Roxy's the PC gamer.
I see Latula as just like every console because I love gaming, you know.
Right. Trying to think who I would see with a Nintendo console. Probably Nepeta and Mulan.
Well, you are Mulan.
Yeah, you know, you're right. When you're right, you're right. I'm just kind of imagining like Nepeta showing like Equius or like Nintendo Switch, and he touches it and it like breaks in half. He's just like, oh no.
I know. I can see Equius. I can see Equius actually being like a Tekken player on his PlayStation.
Yeah. No, you know what? You remember all those like weird like horse games, like where you owned like a ranch and stuff?
Farming Simulator.
Yeah, not Farming Simulator. Like there was like those real girly games that I'm probably thinking like on the like computer. They had those like really like girly games where you had a horse and it was a competition horse and you like dressed it up and stuff. He would love those.
Yes.
Leave me alone. I'm in the middle of a competition. I have to make her pretty.
Like nay.
We would have so much fun. Him and Dirt get in competitions like. They like make bets and stuff on each other, like who's gonna win.
Yeah. No, I mean like, Like I could see Equus like playing being a Harvest Moon player too.
Yeah, you know what? I can see him liking that. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He probably like. I don't. I'm trying to think. Does Stardew Valley have horses? I know they have like cows, and I have like chickens. I know like in Minecraft you can have horses.
I'm not. That's one game I would not play Minecraft. I cannot handle that.
The thing I can't handle is the like the in. So my little brother was like, "I'm gonna play Minecraft," and I'm like, "Okay, I knew nothing about this game." And I was like, I'm watching him build stuff and this and that, but what really got me is the in-game music. Like after it starts looping, like the fifth time, I start to lose it a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I don't really have any problems with it. It's like it's like Animal Crossing and like Stardew Valley and stuff. It's just like a cute little game to like take your mind off of stuff and build things.
Do you actually RP? Like, do you RP as Mulin?
I do not. I'm not good at role playing because I usually go, "Fuck what this character would say. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say."
Because
Mostly, yeah. It's hard. Like with Mulin, it'd probably be a lot easier. My problem would be doing all the emotes and stuff, just because like I would have to like go in and copy them from some place else and like put them in the chat, and it would just take forever to do. But like a character that isn't like me, it's hard to like role play as them. It's just easier for me to not dabble. I'm really lazy. I won't lie to you about that.
yeah, that's fine. But it's kind of like, I mean, I feel like if we really wanted to, like, I could just switch into my Equus voice and just do the Equus, just do the rest of the interview as Equus, and you can just be you'd be Mulin and just be the Mulin and Equus hour.
I don't know about that, Equius. I've been dead for a couple of years.
But I don't even know. I mean,
we're all dead. It's Homestuck.
What?
I said we're all dead. It's Homestuck.
Oh. Why? Why would you say that?
If I'm cursed with this knowledge, we all must be cursed with this knowledge.
And then John comes out of nowhere and does the okay thing with his hand.
You're right. How do you feel about I don't know if you saw anything about this, but did you see where Hussey was hiding the Toblerones around?
Toblerones. I've heard. I think something about that. Something about that sparks a little bit on social media.
So he was going out. I think the first one he was doing them over in like Japan and stuff. He would get like 3 Toblerones and hide them in places, like around this, like whatever city he was in or whatever. And he would, give clues out, and whoever finds one, they can make something canon.
Yeah.
I think the first person who found one, they asked if they could make John canonly male to female transitioned. So I guess like canonly, they're now June Egbert instead of John.
Hussey is very, very open to his story and changes.
Yeah, because he said it. I think he said it before, but like, there's so many timelines that anything is possible. I just thought it was like a really cute thought and stuff, and like I love seeing the fan art that came in the cosplays that came out of it. One of the epilogues, I didn't read the epilogues. I don't think I finished Homestuck either. I'm not gonna lie to you. But one of the epilogues, Roxy actually decides to transition into male.
Yeah.
And I liked seeing all the stuff for that too. It's just neat to see the things that he will make canon. He's just so accepting. It's kind of cool. He's not like mad at anybody for suggesting anything.
I know he is mad at, and that's Hot Topic selling his merchandise.
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like Hot Topics had a lot of issues with stealing art and such. I've seen it before, like they've stolen people's art. I feel like they're getting a little bit better about that because now like you can submit things to them and stuff. But they definitely had a problem with that.
Because that's where I got most of my Homestuck merch was from Hot Topic.
Yeah, I have like one Homestuck shirt, and it came from Hot Topic. I didn't buy it; it was a gift. And I was really excited to receive it, and I was excited that they were selling that stuff because a lot of them were cosplay shirts. You could just, run down to your mall if you had the money for it and pick up your part of your cosplay.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish that Hussey would be lenient and be like, "Hey, Hot Topic, can you please sell Homestuck merch?"
Can we open up this agreement again? Because I think it was like for fans by fans or fans for it was some company that because all the artwork that was on the shirts was they were a really popular fan artist in the community on Tumblr, and you would go in and you'd vote on what design you wanted to be submitted to Hot Topic.
Yeah, because I think the website they don't use We Love Fine anymore. I think they renamed the websites to For the Fans by the Fans.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was We Love Fine. They changed it to that, and then What Pumpkin isn't a thing anymore. I think it's all on, For the Fans by the Fans now.
Yeah, because Homestuck's officially owned by like Viz Media now.
Yeah,
they own them, and so I think For the Fans by the Fans is owned. It's got to be owned by Viz somehow now because that's their merch. Yes,
I think you're right on that. I think you're right. Yeah, it's been a wild ride to see how Homestuck merch has come along. And I remember What Pumpkin was such a I don't know, it was really cool to see that when I was younger. It was in high school and it's yeah, Homestuck has merch you can buy and this and that, and I always wanted the tarot cards that they had. I always thought those were super, super cool.
There should be Homestuck trading cards like where you collect.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, because I would love to have a even though there can't be a rookie Equius card, but that'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh, when you said trading cards, I started thinking about Ambio cards.
What are Ambio cards?
Nintendo had those the little figurines, and they came with cards that you could scan into your games and stuff.
Oh, the Amiibos?
Yeah, the Amiibos. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I remember when they used to have some for the Game Boy, and it came with cards, and you swiped it, and it went in it. Whatever you swiped coincided with the game you had in the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still use those in Animal Crossing for the villagers and stuff. They have one for each of the villagers, and you can use it on the brand new Animal Crossing too. You can type in the code and invite them to your town and stuff. It's actually really cute.
Do you mean with the Animal Crossing Amiibos?
Yeah.
They
had a bunch of them for all the villagers and stuff, and you can invite them to come stay in your town and stuff. It's really neat that you can still use those things. They're trying to incorporate them so they I guess weren't a waste of money.
I feel like I'm the only one out of everyone in the world right now who doesn't play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, very few people don't play it, but we're all stuck inside. My roommate was trying to buy a Switch today so she could play with me, and no one has a Switch for sale right now. So I think a lot of people, went and bought the Switch and bought Animal Crossing because there was so much hype around it.
Well, it's the perfect game for this Homestuck.
Oh man, we called it ham steak at one point in our friend group.
You want to cast away from ham steak?
Yeah, it got so bad about me saying that. We'd go to the store, in the grocery store, and we'd walk them through, and, they have the ham steaks and, buy the bacon and stuff, and my mom would, she'd go, "Hey, Grace," and I'd be like, "Yeah," and she'd be like, "Hey, ham steak," and I'd lose my shit in the middle of freaking Kroger.
when you're at the freaking Kroger and you're like, "Hey, I'm not a Homestuck, I'm a ham stick."
Right. Look at it. Huh, that's me.
That's the southern term for Homestuck, ham steak.
You're right. Yeah, it was so bad that my mom started like, saying it.
Uh,
But yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if that was just a thing up here or if that was like a pretty common thing around the board or not.
no, I didn't. No, I'm not asking this because I ran out of questions, but I just want to ask you: is there anything you want to ask me?
Oh, I know you said you got in Homestuck late. What made you choose Equius as your favorite? What makes him your favorite?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I researched. I'm not. I'm only in act. I'm in the intermission right now.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Those take forever to get through. No worries.
So I kind of cheated and did research,
Mm-hmm.
and I found and the first character I got into was Vriska, and then
Mm-hmm.
after her was Terezi, and then after her was Equius. And so when I did research on Equius and I found more pictures of him and I did looked up stuff about him, I was like, my boy.
Him, I choose him.
Yeah, like I choose him. I just he like I just loved the character. Like I could like he looked like maybe because I'm a huge wrestling fan too, and he looks like he can
Yeah,
step in the square circle, so that's probably some of the reason.
yeah, yeah,
And so I was like, I'm sticking with this guy.
yeah. I choose this one. I found him myself.
and
Do you actually read off of MS Paint or do you listen to the YouTube channel or the YouTube reading?
I'm trying to do the right. I'm trying to be a good homestuck and read the right way.
Do the old fashioned way?
Yeah, do the old fashioned way.
A lot of the my friends who they're like, I don't know what Homestuck is, and like they're like curious about it. I tell them how long it is and how much reading, and they're like, ooh, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, well, lucky for you, there's some videos you can watch instead.
Well, there's that, but then they also released the whole thing on like a physical book.
Yeah, yeah, they have the actual books now, which are really cool. I would love to get those.
They have no, they have the meat and candy. I think that's the epilogues. I think
Hmm.
that
Yeah, yeah,
that's on physical too. And I had the first four books. So I gotta get the rest of them, but I also want to get the epilogue too.
yeah, yeah. Have a complete set.
I mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, Vriska. When I got into her, because she was the first character I got into. She was when. I mean, she's still one of my favorites because she was the first character that got me into it, and I mean, like, she's okay.
Yeah, like I think my first characters I really liked were like Tavros and Gamzee.
Tav.
Yeah, little baby Tavros. I thought he was really adorable. I was like, I vibe with this kid a lot, but then Mulan was introduced to me, and I was like, you know what? This is me. Yeah, the pointing Spider-Man meme. Same hat.
No, no, I don't think I told you this, but at Anime Midwest this year, if it even happens, I signed up for a panel, and I signed up for a panel. I'm gonna do like Anime Family Feud. It's
Oh,
gonna
that's gonna be fun.
it's gonna be Homestuck versus My Hero in the first one.
Yes. Oh God, it's gonna be awful. I love it.
And here's the thing: if I get a Tavros, if there's a Tavros that wants to willing to be in it, I'm gonna make one of the questions like what is what is the term that you describe Terezi, right? And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go to the tab, and if he says something something like what am I trying to say? Like if he says something out of the ordinary that Tavro's trying to be a strong boy, I'm gonna go like Tav.
No,
I'm just gonna
don't do that.
and then I'm just gonna crouch on the floor and just be like I'm just gonna lose my crap.
Oh man, I feel like the My Hero kids are like the fan base is pretty young for them, and I feel like they're kind of like what Homestucks used to be. it's I don't know, I think it's cute to see the really young people, like, really young kids get into stuff as pretty heavily. Like we were driving down the street in my, my little town, and I look over to the side, and there's this like kid. He couldn't have been more than like 13. He's wearing a Deku hoodie, and his hair's dyed green, and I'm like, oh, my soul.
I can tell you're a My Hero fan.
Yeah, I cosplay Mina, and I cosplay Toga. I would like to cosplay Midnight. And I'm trying to get my fiance to cosplay Aizawa, Eraserhead, whatever you want to call him, because they are pretty much the same person at this point.
And no, and then you get to the convention and you get in the elevator to go to your hotel room to check in, and then that Duhast Bossa Nova version
yeah, playing. He's playing in the elevator.
It's like, what?
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Or the smooth jazz version of Enter Sandman. The guy, no, that YouTube channel that Duhast videos off of. There's like smooth jazz version of like Number of the Beast and Holy Diver, and just like...
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love that. All of these are gold. Where's this man's Grammy?
I don't know, but he should get one.
Give him his Grammy already, damn it.
Why is it there? It's like, what's the most popular Homestuck song right now?
Oh God, they just came out with a new album.
No, Kirkalicious, right?
Oh God, Carkalicious is going way back into the vault. I think you just opened up memories I repressed, actually.
Why is it there was like the bossa nova or the smooth jazz version of Carkalicious?
Oh, that'd be... I can't listen to Fergalicious without singing the lyrics to Carkalicious, and I can't listen to Carkalicious without singing the lyrics to Fergalicious. So when I hear either one of them, my brain just loses it, because it doesn't know what is what anymore. I'm like singing half of Fergalicious and then half Carkalicious. I'm mixing it all together, My fiance is looking at me like, what is going on? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay.
There's also there's also what's that song by Rage Against the Machine?
Oh shoot!
No, like the to those who I want to say to those who use sauces are the same that burn sausage. All my brain can provide right now is You Can't Fight the Homestuck, which was, a cover of We Didn't Start the Fire. Yeah, smooth jazz version of that.
That would be beautiful.
Like,
over here vibing.
Like,
Freaking Broadway Car Cat. Oh my gosh, I was there for when that was big.
Oh yeah, Broadway Car Cat. The Broadways are like there's so many Broadways of like every troll that like I probably heard one of every single one.
It's kind of like Vocaloid in that sense, because there's just so many of them. It's like you could go down the same kind of YouTube rabbit hole.
Like down the rabbit hole.
Oh, here we go.
Oh man.
I miss when like Octopimp used to do the Homestuck comics and stuff. That was always fun. When those were big, those were nice.
Isn't he a popular YouTuber?
Yeah, he became really popular off of those. He does the free abridged or the free parody. It's called 50% Off.
Oh yeah, he does the like the nun piece and all that, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen what he's done recently, but like I know like the one thing that made him really, really big was those 50% off parodies. And he got his start from Homestuck. It's awesome to see how people like how far a lot of people have gone. Especially, like I've been on Instagram since, like 2013, 2014, and I have like some of the same cosplayers that I started following like when I first started my account that cosplayed Homestuck, and they cosplay all kinds of things now, and like the amount of skills that people learn trying to do Homestuck cosplays are crazy. Like, I've seen some like really good artwork like come out of the community, like when people start trying other things and stuff. It's really cool to see people grow and branch out like they've been doing.
I feel like people listening to this right now are like, oh my gosh, he does Mulan. Oh my god, he does Echoes. Ship him already.
Save them.
Yeah, I feel like there's people who want to see us just pretend to ship the two.
Right. Push them together. Now, Keith. Oh, two little horsies.
like yes.
Perfect.
No, what I like the most is that I was watching a drive-through video of I love
about those in years.
I love the Homesick drive-through videos. but there's like one where there's Akima's driving in the drive-through, and then the passenger that's next to them, I forget what character they were, but they were like so Akima see like the horse like clip clop.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of like there was this picture that was circulating around Tumblr, and it was a Gamzee driving the car, and he had to open the sunroof so his horns didn't like cut a place. His horns were like out the sunroof. It just kills me every time I think about it.
Did you see the one where the Acuvus was driving and the Gamzee was in the back and the Dave Strider was in the passenger seat and they were going to the McDonald's and the Gamzee was like, it's like, I don't know what the egg dog is, but it looks effing delicious.
Do you? So like there used to be a really big thing in like the Homestuck community about how much Tavros liked chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah, isn't he still in the chicken nuggets?
Probably. They just be like, give him his nuggies. He just needs the chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's probably like, I don't know. Like, I ended up following a lot of blogs on Tumblr. Mind you, I don't use Tumblr anymore. But like, when I was really heavily into like Homestuck and stuff, and I was on Tumblr a lot, I ended up with a lot of blogs that liked Gamzee and Tavros, and that's probably why I liked them so much. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I was like constantly being fed things about them.
I was on Tumblr too at one point, and then that partnership ended like a long time ago. But
well, you know, I started using it and I liked it a lot and I used it all the time, and then like I didn't have a computer or internet or anything, and like the mobile version was so weird when it first came out. It was so funky and I hated it. I refused to use it. So, you know, I didn't get on Tumblr for like a year or so, and then, you know, I went to college and I had a computer again and access to internet all the time. So, you know, just Tumblring away, whatever, and I come back home from college and I'm like, I don't even care anymore. I think I've maybe been on Tumblr like once since college, and that was, I graduated in 2016. I've not touched Tumblr in a really long time.
I just want to let you know that we've been going for an hour and 12 minutes, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad I'm at least entertaining a little bit.
No, you're a great person to talk to. I'm glad. Thanks for coming. It's awesome for you to be on the podcast.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me and giving me this opportunity. I've never been on anything like this before. It's been fun. I like this. This is awesome.
Hey, thanks. But do you think we can give these people what they want and just give them a Mulan and Equus conversation?
Yeah, we can try that. I can't guarantee it'll be good, but I can try.
No, we can try. So I gotta get in the character. So let's see. Knock.
Come in?
Oh, the door's wide open. Sorry, didn't see that.
I actually think you might have broke it off its hinges.
Looks at door on floor. Oh. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just fix it.
So, have you seen Nepeta around here?
You know, I think she might be upstairs screaming into a pillow. one of the shows she was watching, she really liked this one couple, and they split up. I think she's having a bad time. You might want to check on her.
Do you mind escorting me there?
Yeah, no problem. Just follow me this way. Footstep noises. She's right in here. Watch out when I open this door. And I open the door and you see things start flying at my face. I duck, get hit by one thing.
Ow.
Pushes you in and shuts the door.
What? like what?
Have fun.
No. Like, oh my god, Nebby!
Feel my pain.
Like, oh my god, Nick! Like,
oh, I'm thinking about that little comic where I don't where it wasn't a comic. It was like there was voice acting was real big in the community and everybody was doing it, and people. Octopimp actually made a bunch of little like ringtones that you could have on your phone, and one was like a phone ringing. Equius picks it up, and he goes and he's like, "Oh, Nepeta, it's for you," and she picks it up and she goes, "Thank you," and then she goes, "Ew, it's all sweaty." I think about that so often. It was so cute.
Can you
sweaty?
No, I love that Nepeta is headcanon voice. But can you imagine Nepeta just like if like in Japan, like she's like if there's like in the Japanese version, like she speaks really fast in Japanese,
God.
and then after
she'd be so hard to keep up with. You know, I love how like she's the perfect mix of like really cutesy character and badass huntress. Like she really doesn't need protecting. Like she takes down huge beasts by herself to eat.
That was supposed to be my OC for Terezi, but people keep telling me, "Oh, Terezi doesn't need backup. Like she doesn't need that," and I'm like,
"Yeah, she's blind."
Yeah, maybe so, maybe yes.
Well, you know, I think Terezi can do a lot on her own because she's very able, but there's plenty of things that she really can't do. You know, even in one of the final like things in Homestuck, she got help from. They were doing their one fight, and she had help from both Dirk and Dave. You know, for that fight, because like there's plenty of things she can't do. You know, you got to think like in the heat of a moment in a fight, like yes, she can smell and taste like colors and stuff, but like if you are fighting and you're trying to keep up, it's gonna be hard to like use all your senses to keep yourself aware.
That was supposed to be my OC. That's like what I drove my OC off of, is those reasons.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense. So,
I mean, like, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, or if you even know I have an Instagram, but
we can become mutuals on Instagram if you want, because I didn't even know you had one. So we'll get that going.
Yeah, on Instagram, I uploaded photos yesterday, literally of me and my Homestuck OC, and it's basically me with a tactical vest on.
I feel that in my soul. I have so many. I had like a fan kid, a fan troll, and then a troll Sona, and I haven't messed with those in so long. Like, I probably can find my sketchbooks where I used to draw me and my one of my best friends, her troll Sona together, and yeah, it was cute. I miss doing that. I miss having making my fan stuff and all that. I know my fan kit, I based her off of 50s aesthetic and rockabilly aesthetics. So like, I think I named her Rah Rah Raquette. She was fun. She was really cool.
We didn't even cover the music. What kind of music do you listen to?
Oh God, do we? Just about everything. Right now, my favorite band is Pierce the Veil, because I recently just started to go through my second Scene Kid phase.
Yeah.
I must say I had a lot of fun being a scene kid, and when I was younger and it was like really popular, my mom, I was going between my mom and my dad's house. My dad didn't let me wear makeup until like, I was halfway through high school. My mom didn't care what I did with my makeup or my hair, but we didn't have the money for anything. So it was just, I didn't really get to like fully experience everything like everybody else got to experience when they were going through that phase. So I'm like, you know what? I am a grown ass adult and I'm going to do this. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Pierce the Veil. I got into Chunk No Captain Chunk recently. I really like Ghost Main, and I like a little bit of everything. Like I like the Doors, and I love Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks, and I like bluegrass. It's like one of those weird, odd things I don't mind listening to. I listen to a little bit of everything. I try to not, I was younger, you're a teenager and you're like, no, I won't listen to this because it just doesn't fit into my idea of music. I went through that, and now I'm just kind of like, I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, then I don't have to listen to it again, but, I might like it. So, I didn't start listening, all the kids in school, like Marina and the Diamonds and like Lana Del Rey, and I'm like, I'm not one of those girls. One of those really toxic kind of mindsets. And now I love all kinds of music. It doesn't matter, like, what genre it is. If you give it a try, you might like it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's really cool. Just like anything. I mean, you won't listen to like rap though or anything like that, will you?
Oh, I like rap music.
Oh God.
Honestly, a lot of the.
No. It's nothing. No, I'm not trashing you for it. It's just not my thing.
No. I'm just trying to think. I've not really listened to any like current rap music. That's more my little brother. I say little brother, but yeah, he's disrespectful and decided to be taller than me.
Yeah.
But like I grew up listening to like Eminem, and we listened to everything. Like I lived in a household. I was lucky enough to live in a household where my parents had very vast music taste, and like we listened to like Eminem and like all kinds of stuff, like House of Pain. I'm like naming all white rappers right now. I feel like I'm not diverse. But we'd go from like like some weird like maybe Conway Twitty to like Led Zeppelin to Van Halen to Eminem, and then on to like Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins. I always forget how much I like Phil Collins until I hear Phil Collins, and I'm like, yes, this is my man. But I try. You can't just say you don't like a kind of music if you've never ever listened to it before.
Yeah, it's like your family sounds like you just had that. It sounds like everyone in your family made like a mixtape and they just threw it in the player and just see how it went.
Yeah. We all listen to a little bit of everything. It's I can definitely say my parents did a very good when it came to music, because me being very weird about not listening to certain kinds of music, that was all me. That wasn't my parents. That was me being a emotional teenager. But yeah, I try to give everything in my old age, I've tried to give everything kind of a fair chance when it comes to those kinds of things, because you really don't know until you try it.
What am I trying to say? What's your favorite format? Do you like cassette, CD, MP3, like digital MP3 like it is today, or vinyl, or how you prefer?
So I do have a couple of vinyls. I'd love to get more, but I didn't get a record player until my birthday for last year. My mom bought me one. It was super awesome. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. But I had a really big CD collection, and I used to be really into Green Day in high school. Excuse me, that was my favorite band. And I had almost all of their CDs, like from Kerplunk up to when they came out they came out with the trilogy of CDs, the 3 different ones. I
Yeah.
had almost all of them. And then, unfortunate circumstances, I dated someone who was very awful, and they made me sell them. But I think my all-time favorite is probably vinyl and CDs. But I use Spotify pretty regularly, and I'm always on YouTube. I'm always on YouTube for no reason. Always have something in the background going.
So you always want to be American idiot.
Yeah, I don't. Well, so not to sound edgy, but I actually have like I have chronic depression. So if I find something I like, and especially if I'm unmedicated, I tend to hyperfixate on that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was unmedicated in high school, and that was the one thing I hyperfixated on.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why I was so heavily into Homestuck too, because I got into it when I wasn't on any kind of medication. Um, Voltron Legendary Defender, when that came out, that was the only thing I cared about because I hyperfixated on it. But I'm pretty sure that's probably why I get so heavily into things that I get into. Because it takes me away from everyday life in a good way. Like, there's no taxes here.
Does no my that no I mean real quickly no real quickly before I go on that subject I American Idiot isn't even my favorite Green Day song anyway.
Right? Yeah. My favorite for a really long time was She, but I think right now I really liked Eighth Avenue Serenade, and like their newer song, like their newer stuff they came out with like last year took a little bit of a different turn than what they usually did, but I like it. I think it sounds good. I know a lot of people probably hate it, just like they did when Bring Me the Horizon changed what they were doing for a little while. But you got to think it's a person with an artistic mindset. They're gonna want to like push the limits of what they can do, and try to come up with something new. So I really can't get mad at an artist for trying something different than what they've been doing.
Yeah, because I never really been a big Green Day fan in the first place, but there's only like I only like I know American Idiot because that's like everyone knows that song, but like
Yeah.
but
Just,
my but I really my favorite song I think that they made is probably Boulevard, probably.
yeah, yeah. That's the same album, so I mean, that album got really, really popular, but it was, if I remember correctly, it came out around during an election,
Yeah,
which is
well,
probably what made it so popular.
I mean that's like that album cover, like you see it everywhere.
Yeah, the grenade heart and everything. Yep.
Do you like Boulevard?
It's pretty good. It's not my favorite. I think my favorite song off of that album in particular is probably the Saint Jimmy song. It's like 9 minutes long. um, I really loved that one. Or I think you know what? It's called Jesus of Suburbia. It's like a whole 9 minutes long, and my favorite thing was watching that music video because it was so cool to me. I don't know why, because it had like a whole story going for it, and it was really cool. My little 15-year-old brain thought that was the coolest thing I've ever saw in my life.
9 minutes long. They're making Metallica blush.
Oh right, yeah. There was the Jesus Suburbia, and then another one on the track that was the same length, and one was at the beginning, and one was at the end of the album. And then I think they had another one like the album after that was 21st Century Breakdown, and I believe they had a couple that were long like that on that one too. Both of those albums were really cool because they were. I don't know if you knew, but American Idiot's actually a Broadway musical right now.
Mm-hmm.
But both of them have a whole storyline to them, and I think that's why I liked Green Day so much. Was when I first got into them, I was probably in like 8th grade, and that's when 21st Century Breakdown had came out, and you know, I would listen to it while I was like laying in bed about to go to sleep, like like coming up with like the storyline that's like they're singing about, and yeah, it was really cool for me. I don't know.
I knew that there was a musical because I think they even made an album with all the music, with the songs.
Yeah, with the people on the Broadway who sung it. Yeah, yeah.
I I like I mean me not being the huge biggest Green Day fan in the world, that didn't really like. I mean, I knew it was this. It just was never my thing. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I really like Gorillaz. You know,
The Gorillas, I think, is like a pretty good universal. Like everyone likes the Gorillas. Like I would love to get into like the lore and like the stuff about the the band members or characters, whatever you would like to call them. It seems really interesting. I just never got into them heavily, but like I don't think there's anybody who doesn't like the Gorillas.
I got my friend. I
I've
got
never
my
met anybody who doesn't like them.
I have a friend
Mm-hmm.
who didn't know who the heck they even were at first, and I told him about them and I showed it to him, and now he just loves them, and now he wants to ship Noodle and Murdoch.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm imagining that, and it's not good in my brain.
I'm just like, what?
That's the most random thing you could come up with, sir.
I mean, like 2D. I mean, 2D is my favorite member of the band, and I can sort of do his voice.
Yeah. Wait, that guy's in another band. I know, like everyone in the Gorillaz is like from something else, I think, and I can't remember what the other band, the guy who was 2D. I can't remember what else he's in.
He's Damon Albarn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's 2D in Gorillaz. He's the lead singer in Blur.
That's what it is. I was about to say Blur.
and he's also in another band I never even heard of called The Good, the Bad, and the Queen.
I've never even heard of those.
I never heard
that one, so
I never heard The Good, the Bad, and the Queen until I joined the Blur, the Gorillaz, and The Good, the Bad, and the Queen fan page.
Wasn't together for very long. I can't remember. I don't know. When I think of Blur, I start thinking about Oasis and how they broke up because they were brothers that didn't get along.
Well, I mean, it's all a blur.
You're right. Yeah, what kills me is so like the brothers from Oasis regularly talk shit about each other. Like they both have their own bands, but like if you ask one about the other brother, they will lose it. And it kills me every time.
Wait, so that's why Oasis is not around anymore, because they hate each other now?
Yeah, the brothers don't get along. They didn't get along the whole entire time they were together, and like they still don't get along. It's like a really intense sibling rivalry, I think.
I know they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in England, but if they did, that would be one awkward Thanksgiving.
Right, you got one on one end of the table, one on the other, and they're staring each other down.
And then here's the funny part. They're sitting at the table, right? One's sitting at the other end, the other one's sitting at the other end, and then one of them, and one just quietly just goes like, because maybe, okay.
You shut your mouth. Like throws food.
Because they can't even handle the first few lyrics of Wonderwall in the
Right.
same room.
Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Because today's gonna be the day.
I think about Champagne Supernova a lot.
That's one of their songs, right?
Yes.
Is that off the? Is that the "Kick It Out of Your Soul" album or whatever that album's called?
They're like one album they came out with, I think. Let me look. Now I'm curious, but yeah, like the Champagne Supernova in the sky. I think about that all the time.
No, because they made an album called "Something Kicks Something Around Your Soul."
Yeah, yeah.
And it was DLC and Guitar Hero for the longest time.
Freaking, I cared about nothing but Guitar Hero for like all of middle school. That was my favorite thing.
You love it too?
I loved it so much. Oh my gosh. And I had like I had my own like guitar controller. It was my controller and no one else was allowed to touch it, and then the dog ate it. We've had a lot of dogs who ate a lot of things.
Are you like me though and have every single game?
I did at one point. I don't have them anymore. Um, but I did at one point had all of them up to Band Hero. I had Band Hero at one point too.
I have every single I'm such a fan. I own every single one, the first one all the way up to the last one.
I had the ones for DS too.
Oh, that yeah, those two. Like I said, I bought all the games. I can even tell you the ones I got on day one.
Oh, I just looked it up, and the song, I think Wonderwall's on here too, but it's the album is "What's the Story, Morning Glory."
Oh yeah, I know that album. Yeah, that was a good album. I mean, I only know 2 songs off that album, but yeah.
Right. um, Looks like they've had quite a few albums. I thought they only had like 2. Um, yeah, they have quite a few of them. I didn't realize. "Dig Out Your Soul" is probably the one you're thinking of.
That's the one I was thinking about. That whole album was DLC and Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero is freaking great. I remember, I think it was like one of the Guitar Heroes you could make your own character, and my brother made one, and he made this really giant, beefy dude, and it looked like he was holding a tiny toy guitar when he was playing. It killed me every time.
Yeah, that started in World Tour.
Yeah. That was my favorite one, I think, because I really like customizing my characters.
What?
So, like, I liked that one a lot.
But what was your favorite Guitar Hero game? If you say Guitar Hero 3, then
I'm trying to remember which ones. Because we had 1, 2, 3, we had the Arrow, and we had Band Hero. And Band Hero had "Sugar We're Going Down" on it by Fall Out Boy.
yeah, that song is like so overhyped. It's crazy.
It's iconic. It's like everyone knew that song. But the time period that came out in like the 2010s, that's when the scene kids started getting real popular, and like internet was more accessible to people, so like it was easier to share songs and stuff, and that's probably why it got so popular. It's like you have those few bands that had like that one song that like got, and they have like tons of better songs, but like the ones like just those few songs that got popular is probably because they are so easily available, and it was easier to share music.
And it fit the times, so everyone got behind it.
Yep, I agree.
But real quick, can I run down all the games so I can refresh your memory?
Yeah, go through it.
Yeah, so there's Guitar Hero 1, Guitar Hero 2, Guitar Hero Encore Rocks the 80s, Guitar Hero 3, Aerosmith, World Tour, Smash Hits, Metallica.
I think I had that one too.
Guitar Hero 5, which came out on my birthday. Band Hero, DJ Hero 1. I think then Van Halen came out, and then Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, and then DJ Hero 2, and then Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah, World Tour was the one you could customize your character, right?
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah, you can make your own character, and
I think that and Guitar Hero 1 are probably my favorites. I remember liking the music on Guitar Hero 1 a lot, but I think probably the first one we played was Guitar Hero 3. And then we had bought 1 and 2, and then I got into them really heavily. My mom bought me like World Tour and like the Aerosmith one and Metallica. Now I'm remembering, like, now that you listed off, I remember we had that, and then we had Band Hero. I begged and begged for that. I got that for Christmas one year. Yeah, I want to say World Tour because I like customizing a character is like everything to me.
But did you actually like the set list in that game?
I can't honestly remember what the set list was in it.
That game. I think World Tour is more loved than I actually thought it was, because like the set list in World Tour is amazing.
I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, it had a lot of alternative rock on it. Did that one also have the Billy Corgan character in it too?
Yeah, Billy Corgan was in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I think was my favorite. Like they had Interpol on the on the soundtrack, and yeah, they had a lot of alternative rock on it. It was really awesome.
My That's not even my favorite game though. Do you know what my favorite game is?
Which one?
Smash Hits.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you remember Smash Hits, right?
I don't think I ever got a chance to play that one.
That let me tell you the story behind it because it's really cool. When that game was coming out, they made a special website for that game because when you went into that website, you could they opened up the polls where they had like full set list of Guitar Hero 1, Guitar Hero 2, Guitar Hero Roxy 80s, Guitar Hero 3, and one song from Aerosmith. And and basically people were just like voting on songs, and whatever songs got the highest votes were put on the set list.
Okay.
And so obviously the game was basically the greatest, the best songs that got the highest votes and that everyone loved, and that was the set list.
That's actually, yeah, no, I like that. That's a pretty good idea, though. That way you know the people like what's going into the game.
And the cool part was is that in the better part was is that in the game next to the song they have like a little like icon like the little logo next to each song, so like it'd say like GH next to a Guitar Hero 1 song, and
oh, so you know which one it was coming from.
yeah, like GH2, GH3, all that.
Pretty cool, yeah.
And
I like that.
And obviously they got the master recordings for every song because in their original games they were all covered by Wave Group.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could tell it was like always something was like a little off about them. It's like I know the song, but it sounds weird.
Yeah, like Lead the Rest by Lamb of God, like that version in Guitar Hero 1, I think it was. It sounded like someone trying to do the song.
They tried, but did they try very hard? Probably. Did it come out pretty good?
I mean, you remember it, right? You heard it.
Oh god, I'm trying to remember it, and if it's how I remember it, it wasn't good.
Yeah, if you put "Laid the Rest" by Lamb of God Wave Group cover, and you listen to the real thing, it's just like
what did they do to this?
I'm not even a fan of Lamb of God in the first place, but I even know what the real song feels like.
Right, this isn't it, Chief.
I feel like Guitar Hero 3 though had like the best bonus set list ever. I think.
Yeah.
Even though everyone loves Guitar Hero 3 because that one just generically is the one everyone picks on, but like the regular set list was pretty good, but their bonus set list was like they had hits that had like hit after hit on it almost.
Which one was the one where your final level was you battling the devil?
The third game.
The third one? Okay, yeah, I just like unlocked a memory in my brain that I just remember that he was like giant and had the tiny guitar.
Well, I mean that it's weird because you remember how Through the Fire and Flames was the last song in the game technically?
Yeah, and then you had the encore.
But like, isn't the Devil Went Down to Georgia the last song in the game? Because that's the last song you play, and Through the Fire and Flames is the credit song.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
But in all technicalities, according to Smash Hits, because in Smash Hits, funny enough, if you play guitar in Smash Hits and not drums, bass, or anything else, obviously the way they sort the songs by difficulty in Smash Hits on the main set list, obviously sort of like how it was in their original games.
Huh.
Like, do you know how in Guitar Hero 1, I Love Rock and Roll is the first song you see?
Yeah.
In Smash Hits, it's the first song you see.
So, like, I actually have saw Joan Jett live, now that I'm thinking about it. She came down to, like, one of our little festivals we have. We have, like, a zucchini festival. And she came down and played a concert. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
You would have never expected that. And then, like, when she was there, she, like, said she was coming out with a new album, but then I never heard anything about it again. But, about Joan Jett a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. She just was really cool.
But yeah, I mean, like it was But yeah, I mean, like it. I mean, Fruit of Fire and Flames. Everyone knows that song too because Guitar Hero 3, Dragon Force, Hearth song, the game. Because of that, everyone knows about it.
Yeah. That's probably what made him so popular. Was that one?
Well, I mean, they were trying to get more popularity off more of the songs because after Fruit of Fire and Flames got big, then like they got Operation Ground and Pound and Fury of the Storm and all that. They tried to like make they had one of their other songs on the set list of Warriors of Rock to get away from the Fruit of Fire and Flames thing. and then they put and then they made more of their songs DLC.
Yeah. Oh man, those were the days. That was like my whole middle school experience. Was like that's what I did every day when I came home from school was play Guitar Hero.
But here's the thing, if you're a real Guitar Hero fanatic, you're gonna know this. Do you remember what the very first World Tour DLC song was? Like the very first one.
I don't know if I ever had the DLCs. Oh, I don't know.
You want me just to tell you?
Yeah, just tell me.
It was the song was called Electro Rock, and it was by the band Sworn.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know if it's because like I've heard it before somewhere else, or if because it was on there. Yeah, like so when we had Guitar Hero and stuff, I actually I had it at my mom's house, and like that's the only place I was allowed to play it. But we didn't have, like, internet or anything, so, like, I just had, like, the basic games and stuff, and I was like, I guess it just never, like, went in my brain to, like, look up anything about them. But,
So the option was there, but you just never used it?
Yeah, well, I was, like, 13. Yeah. And I wasn't, like... So, like, my dad would always, like, brag to people, like, yeah, we have the internet, and her mom doesn't have it, and this and that, but I was never allowed to use it for no reason.
No, that's what made Warriors of Rock though. Like Warriors of Rock is probably the ultimate Guitar Hero game for the reason alone that now this is funny. This is pretty cool. I think is that what happened was that when Guitar Hero 5 came out, they brought all the DLC from World Tour and they combinated it with the Guitar Hero 5 DLC.
Oh.
And so basically you had like two catalogs of like you had like this humongous catalog of DLC because all the stuff they already released for World Tour got combinated with the Guitar Hero 5 stuff.
Oh, that adds a lot onto it.
Yeah, slash Band Hero because they were basically the same game.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
And then when Warriors of Rock came out, they had their own DLC, and so the 5 stuff and the World Tour stuff got combinated into that.
Oh, so you just have all this like music to play.
Yeah, and so all your DLC from World Tour and Guitar Hero 5 were all upon the set list in Warriors of Rock. and then on top of that, they made imports. They took like songs off set lists of old games like Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero World Tour, Smash Hits. What else am I missing?
Aerosmith?
No. It was World Tour, Metallica, Smash Hits, Guitar Hero 5, and Band Hero. Yeah, that's all of them. They took songs off of the set list and they let you import them into the game.
Oh, huh.
And Band Hero was the only import that was almost full set list, besides of like 3 songs. And it was amazing.
Wasn't Band Hero the one that like people were really disappointed about?
Everyone hated Band Hero. And I liked it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and even I was really like happy because like I got the whole set. Like I got like the 2 guitars and like the drum set with mine.
You got the band
But like
kit?
I remember playing it and being kind of disappointed. But I can't remember what it was I was disappointed about.
I mean, it was. I mean, most of the songs people didn't like because they thought they were like because it said pop music on the box, but half of the songs in that game were like songs that like I grew up on in my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being, yeah. Band Hero was kind of a disappointment, wasn't it?
Oh no, not. I mean, like it had songs in there that a lot of the songs in there were like songs I remember growing up with, like In a Big Country by Big Country. That was a huge one for me.
Yeah.
Sugar, we're going down swinging, and like Black Horse and a Cherry Tree, and
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
YMCA.
That was on there, wasn't it?
And Whip It by Devo. That song is so fun to play on drums.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that Devo was. So like my biggest memory about Band Hero is like the first time I played Sugar We're Going Down. They like auto generate the rest of the band or whatever. I was playing the guitar and like the auto generated singer came out wearing this big like Native American headdress, and I don't know why I remember that so vividly, but I do. I think like one of the things was like I was playing that game was like the animation was like, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of lackluster versus the like previous installments. It was like real dull. I don't know, from like what I remember of it.
Well, I mean, did you play Guitar Hero 5 as well, or did you only play Band Hero?
I think I stopped after Band Hero.
Because Guitar Hero 5, well, because 5 came out before Band Hero, but if you play Guitar Hero 5, it looks exactly the same as Band Hero, but it's a Band Hero, but you know how Band Hero looks like. But if you saw Guitar Hero 5, they look exactly the same, but except their themes are different.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Because Guitar Hero 5 has more of a hologram theme.
Yeah.
And it's more like rocker look.
Yeah, and so like the whole pop and lots of neon and yeah.
Yeah, and then Band Hero's pink and neon and bright.
Yeah, I remember liking the colors and stuff for like the set list because it was different than like the previous guitar. Like I remember like the previous Guitar Heroes having like the lined notebook paper and like the names are like of the songs are like written out.
Yeah. My favorite part about Words of Rock is that like you can like I said, you can import the Band Hero set list in there, so it's funny to jump from Poison's Unskinny Bob to ABC by the Jackson 5.
Yeah, right. It's my playlist in real life.
What's that?
It's like my playlist in real life.
Remember the feature when the demo of the game was playable?
Oh my gosh.
Like you can jump into the demo and start playing the demo.
Oh my lord. I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, and the best part about that too is that in Guitar Hero 5 and Band Hero and Words of Rock, you can have 4 drummers if you wanted.
What? Yeah, this is my band. We're all drums. Even the singer. He sings with the drums.
No, you remember that? Remember when that released that feature?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, you can have 4 guitars, 4 basses. Not all at the same time, but you can have like 4 drummers, 4 bassists, 4 drummers, 4 singers if you wanted.
It was like an acapella band, or like someone's making the guitar sounds and someone's making the drum sounds, and like.
No, it wasn't like that. It's like if you had like 4 singers, like the rest of the band was like the music was the music, but if you had 4 singers, it would just be like the stage would just have 4 singers on the stage, but the music would be playing.
What? Oh my god!
So where the drummer would be sitting, a singer would be standing there. Where the guitars would be standing, there would be a singer standing there, and bassist and the singer. Like they would all be standing like in a band, like where all the instruments would be standing, but they would all be singers.
Oh my, that's incredible. They want the most.
No, I can do that because I can do that feature because I didn't have 4 guitars, 4 drums, 4 basses, and forcing
Yeah.
response.
Oh man, that's ridiculous. I love it.
But I love how you can I just love that now you didn't have to fight anymore. Like they could be guitar if they wanted to.
Right, yeah. It's like, but I'm guitar. No, Mom said it's my turn on the guitar.
No, we can play together now.
Yeah, we're all guitar.
I love it. I swear I do.
It thanks. It's so dumb. It's a fantastic. I love it.
What's your? Did you already tell me what your favorite game was?
Oh, do I have a favorite game?
Yeah, like what's your favorite Guitar Hero?
Oh, my favorite guitar hero. Oh, yeah, Decider on World Tour.
World Tour is your favorite? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I like that one too. But Smash Hits will always be close to my heart.
Right, yeah.
What's your favorite game in general though, outside Guitar Hero?
Oh, that's I don't even know if I have a favorite. I like the same four games I like rotate. um so I'm pretty into Animal Crossing right now. Excuse me. For a really long time I really like Fallout 4. Like everybody hates it. Not as much as they hate Fallout 76, but like Fallout 4 I was like going through a really bad time and stuff, and like I did nothing but play Fallout 4, so like it's like a comfort game for me, I guess. And I like Skyrim a lot. Yeah. It's like the same three games I like rotate through. But I don't think I have a favorite. I just have like a couple of games I really like.
Yeah, I like for me right now. Oh man, I'm really into Tekken right now. I mean, because literally 2 days ago I beat the arcade mode of Tekken 2, 3, 4, and 7.
Oh my goodness.
Because I was like, let's see if I can do this today, and I did.
Then he did it. Honestly, I don't like I play video games, but like I honestly watch people play video games more than I play them myself. Whether that be like someone on YouTube or like, like my little brother or like my fiance or someone's playing video games, I will sit and watch them do it. I like watching gamers on YouTube a lot, especially if they're like playing a game I want but can't get. So then I can kind of get the experience of the game, or if I like don't know if I would like a game enough to buy it, I'll watch somebody play it to know if like it's something I actually want to invest money in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I love watching people play like dumb horror games that like are just like they're not even scary, they're just dumb. That's like one of my favorite things. If you like stuff like that, you should watch John Wolfe on YouTube. He plays a lot. John Wolfe and Mr. Craven play a lot of really, really, really dumb horror games, and like they just look into the camera like they're dead inside. It's great. It's fantastic.
While we were talking about all this, I was thinking, can you imagine if they made like a Tekken Homestuck game, like because there's Pokken Tournament XDX, but like, can you imagine if there's like a Homestuck, like it's like a fight, it's Tekken but Homestuck characters, and they call it like Homestuckin
or something.
Yeah, like instead of Tekken, it's like Homestuckin.
I would play it. I would put money down for that.
And like you could have like Mulin versus Equus, or Vriska versus Kanaya.
Everyone gangs up against Cronus.
What about who against Cronus?
Everyone.
Everyone versus Cronus.
Kill the horny fish boy.
And then probably Latula would probably get a lot of love because she's the gamer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, that would be fun. I'd play that. I would jump on that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would definitely try to play and beat that game.
Right, like that'd be like the perfect I want to play a game, but like I don't know what to play, and you just like pull that up. Yeah, Okay, get behind that. We should fund this. But we're making a petition now.
We should, but we had to. I think Namco makes Tekken right now. I forget who makes Tekken right now, but I don't know how.
Oh, freaking Namco.
Like no, and the funny thing is that like who would be on the cover? Like what would the cover even look like?
Oh God, yeah. What would the cover? It's just everyone in a group.
No. They should have Vacuous looking all serious and he's like looking down and he looks like he's ready to pummel.
Like,
and behind him he's just like it just shows. And behind him is like Terezi and Dave and Carcat and
yeah.
And they just all look like serious, like it's go time. Let's do this.
Oh, can you imagine one of the WWE games, but it's like the Homestuck characters, and they give them personalized outfits and stuff?
Oh God, I made Equus in my game.
That would be so good.
No, I made no. I actually.
Oh.
I made him look so good. Like he doesn't look like picture perfect, but I made him like so good.
Yes, I love when we had a Wii, way back, middle and high school. Me and my brother would make the characters we liked as Mii's on our Wii. So we had all these Wii Mii's that my mom's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's from this book I read." We would do that all the time.
No, I mean, no, we've been going. You're officially one of the top people on my podcast that ever go 2 hours with me.
Oh God, yeah, we've been talking for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, but I'm loving it. I loved it. I'm loving every bit of it. But we should probably cut it here because we shouldn't make it too long.
Right? Yeah. There's someone sitting over there like, do they ever shut up?
like Tekken, what is this?
I don't even know what they're talking about anymore.
Is there actually Mule in the room right now? I can't tell.
Who is that?
Oh man. Well, I love this episode. I love it.
Well, I super appreciate you having me and taking the time to have me on your podcast and all that. It's super awesome. If you ever want me back, I won't be opposed to it.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll do my outro and I'll let you do yours. Thank you everyone for listening to episode 69 or 96. You can find me on Twitter at Nostalgia Vamp. You can follow me on Facebook at Cyber Timebite. You can pick up my merchandise at redbubble.com under Crash Steven Gear, where you can get the Spork shirt where it has the Spork on it. And you can even know that the Spork is the most powerful of them all because the Spork is amazing. How about you?
Oh man, so you guys can find me on Instagram and YouTube under the name Strawberry Succubus, and I'm going to spell it out for y'all because it is spelled weird. It is STRAWBRRYSUCCUBUS, and that is for both Instagram and YouTube. I am going by the name Grace Ellen on Instagram, so if you type that in, you should be able to find me. Feel free to reach out to me if you guys need anything. I have no problem chatting, and obviously you heard me talk for 2 hours. But yeah, give me a check me out, and if you like what you see, I would appreciate a follow or a like.
Yeah, make sure to follow the content, and you have a YouTube, don't you? Because that's where you upload your
Yeah. They're both under the Strawberry Succubus. I don't know if you post links on. I know you post to YouTube. I don't know if you post the links to anything in the descriptions, but I will definitely give those to you when can find me through that.
Yeah, I'll make sure that your social medias go out there. I've been very bad at putting the social medias of everyone else that had in this podcast, which I should probably start doing that so people can make it easier on everyone. But thank you everyone for listening to episode 96 of the podcast. We are so close to 100. It is crazy. But thank you everyone for listening, and I hope all of you have a great day. Have a nice one.